We moved here from Kentucky to Texas. It's been about 8 years. We came because of David's work, and they had relocated him here to Texas. When we moved, we had absolutely nobody. And we just picked up, moved halfway across the country with just us. We didn't have family, we didn't have any friends. And once we got here, we knew we needed to find a community, a place where we could set down our roots and start building the family that we didn't have. And for both of us being raised in churches, the obvious place was to turn to a church.
I grew up in a very small church in Kentucky. You know, the way that they did things there was very traditional, and we looked at several churches here, and there's a lot of the big mega churches here where you can just come in and be completely anonymous and nobody will know that you're even a guest. That's not the kind of church that we grew up in. When we came up to FBC Plano that first day, they had the greeters out front. They were there to shake our hands and welcome us.
And we came one Sunday and we sat down, and there was an older couple in front of us, Don and Nancy Boyd. And as soon as the church service was over, she turned around and she said, "We're so glad you're here. We're so glad that you came to join us today, and we need to get you plugged into a Sunday school class." It was like finding grandparents almost that just pulled us in and really made us feel like family.
It just felt like my old church. And then walking straight through the doors, feels like home. When we had kids, it was very, very important to us that those kids grow up in a church with a faith background. And not just any church. We wanted to make sure that it was somewhere that they were going to learn the things that they needed to learn, and that we knew they would be safe and that they would learn the right things. And so this was the church for us when it comes to that answer. Our kids, they pray every night before bed, and it's been amazing watching their growth over just the last couple of years and how their prayers have evolved from just kind of parroting what we tell them to say to having their own genuine prayers.
All of that, I would say, comes from the children's ministry here.
You know, the people in our Sunday school class, they've really kind of been the family for us that we don't have here. Our closest family member is 13 hours away. It's not like if something pops up, if there's an emergency, it's I can't call, my mom or my brother or sister or somebody and have them come and help. It's really been the people in our class that have been the ones to help us out when those kind of crises come up. It's something we're very thankful for.
I grew up in a church that was very close-knit. Some of my best friends were kids that I met in youth group and then going through college, and I still keep in touch with a lot of them, and I want that for my girls too. I want them to have that opportunity to to find their family here too, because they're in the same situation we are. They don't have their grandparents here. They don't have cousins. They really don't have anybody here, and they're finding that at church, and I love that.
This church is a multi-generational church. They have families that have been going here for literally 100 plus years. That's the kind of stability that you really look for in a church, because it shows not only that the church itself has survived, but that the leadership here has been quality leadership, and not just one set of leaders, but we are doing a good job, I think, of making sure that we keep good leaders in this church, which makes people want to stay.
I look at everything, and as we've been sharing our story, everything that we found in this church and everything that we now have because of this church came from God. I firmly believe that we were led here by God. Because of that, we've received a family, we've received support system, we've received everything because of Him and Him leading us to this church.
It's important to keep in mind that everything we have is a gift from God. And a campaign like this, again, we all give in our own ways. There's a lot of ways you can give and you can support. We're trying to help out with the campaign ourselves, volunteering our time to just help out where we can.
It is through volunteering my time in the kids department, volunteering to work the welcome desk, volunteering, singing in the choir, even the smallest things. Those are all ways that I can give back to the church, and ways that it's important for me to give back to the church, because I have received so much.
If we want to see our church continue to grow, if we want to continue to see all these great outreach programs that we have going continue to exist, we're here to reach out to people for God. And if we want to be successful in that, there are realities that we have to take care of, and this is one of those things. What we have here is special. A church like this doesn't happen by accident. It's definitely God's guidance and a lot of really good people doing the right things. And I hope that we make the right decisions and continue to make the right decisions to make sure that that carries forward into the next generation, and that, our children get to inherit the same church that we got to join.